Jack experience episode, we don't fucking know anymore.
It's really exactly what it's like.
Seriously. Just raw and real.
Very raw.
Yeah.
Hey, how's the leg going today?
Well, you want to do the 3, 2, 1 at least?
Oh yeah, alright. 3, 2, 1.
Bang, bang.
How's the leg?
That's alright.
Yeah?
Yeah. Went today, got some therapy, feeling a lot better. Did I tell you how I found out I fucked it up?
No, how'd you fuck it up? I mean, you told me you slipped and fell while you were doing the dishwasher or something.
No, I slipped and fell going into the bathroom, and I thought, because from a water leak, but it wasn't from the water leak. It was actually, well, that I'm sure helped. But the real reason why it was bothering me was because of my tattoo.
What are you saying to me? How did the tattoo hurt your knee?
When my son, which you know,
I love some.
was blasting my knee when he had my knee cockeyed and blasting right into it, fucking bruised the bone inside.
Ouch.
Yeah, so special.
How are you going to heal that?
Time, Norcos.
We really need to get you high on here one time.
Heating
you
pad.
need to pop some Norcos and then we're going to record just to see what happens.
Heating pad and just time.
But you've been icing it. You think it needs heat instead of ice?
It needs heat and a couple more sessions with my chiropractor and I should be good to go.
The chiropractor is adjusting your knee? Wait.
No.
Have you gone to see Dr. T?
No, not yet.
You don't want to get rid of the emotional imbalances that's affecting your knee?
No, I'll keep that in the closet. So tell me, who do we have today?
I brought you CHRIS COLLIER today.
Nice.
Do you know who that is?
I believe you told me he wrote most of the music for Korn.
Not most of the music for Korn. He has written for Korn.
Oh, okay.
But he is a music producer, and his current projects include Lynch Mom, KXM, Stillwell. He's a songwriter, and I believe, and he's going to correct me if I'm wrong on this, that he toured as a drummer in 2012. Does that sound about right?
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome, Chris. I'm so excited that you're here.
Welcome,
we're getting
Chris.
to know each
Thank
other
you.
a little
Happy
bit
to be
today.
here. Thank you.
Yeah, we were having a really good conversation about Missouri earlier. And where everybody kind of comes from LA from other places. I think you and I might be the only exception. We're from here, yeah.
Yeah, born and raised.
Born and raised, eh?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I take it you're from Missouri?
Yep.
Missouri?
I was born there. Pretty much up until kindergarten, first grade. My parents were divorced, so they moved me out here to California with my dad and stepmom, and I've been here ever since.
You've been here ever since. So you are a California boy.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Pretty
this
much.
is my home.
Pretty much.
This
This
is
is
my
home.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
I think if you're here from 7 down, you're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, anything
Exactly.
I moved here when I was 25, nah.
Nah.
You're not from LA.
From LA.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
You live here. Right, exactly.
It's my home. When I leave, I want to come back. Even when I go back to where I was born, I want to come back here.
Yeah. Even though we hate it now here, but we
Yes.
come back.
I don't
That's a whole other conversation.
That's a different.
Yeah.
Poor California. It's just not what it should have been.
Oh well.
So I just read today, speaking of California, that we have 58 of the richest billionaires living in Los Angeles. Billionaires.
Holy crap.
Which, of the world, and I still need somebody to explain to me why we have no money in California.
Well, if we start that conversation, we're never going to get into interviewing Chris here. So
That's
we're
true.
going to have to put that on
And
hold.
then you're gonna get me heated.
That might actually be more fun.
Actually, the both of us.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
This is good.
I have major issues with some of that.
So that's just
So tell
that's
us.
Hollywood. No Hollywood right today. That's our
So-
password.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, let's see. I'm a producer, mixer, engineer from here in sunny Southern California. I've been a musician since I could walk, playing drums since I was 5.
Wow.
Playing guitar growing up. Just
Now, did you just pick it up? I mean, your dad
Well,
have a guitar?
yeah, my dad was a musician.
Okay.
And one thing that was always around in the house was a recording studio, and he was
Okay.
always using it. So it's kind of subconsciously over the years kind of seeped in, and I naturally gravitated toward the drums first.
Okay.
And I played them all wrong, totally the wrong way. But then I taught myself to play the right way, and then he brought me on stage when I was 4 or 5 years old, And there's pictures of me air drumming on stage with all these badass 80s rockers on stage.
Wow.
You know,
What band was your dad in?
he was in a band back in the Midwest called Rated X. They were
Okay.
they were popular for a minute up and down the Midwest. Then they tried to come out here and get a record deal, and it just didn't happen. The band
Oh,
kinda
okay.
went their separate ways, and then my dad was like, "Well, we're gonna stay here in California," and that's how I got out here. So.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there a recent band called Rated X?
Probably.
I
This
thought
was
so.
my dad had this name since 84, 85, I want to say. This was way back then.
Right.
So, but
Hey. That's not that old.
hey.
It is. It's
I was
over
born
20.
I was born in 78, so.
I got you guys both beat. I'm 73.
Ooh
I'm
wee.
83, so
83.
So, is that
84 and 85 is not that old.
Okay.
It's over 20 years. It's old.
I won't talk to you anymore. Go ahead.
Sweet.
We're just Chris and I are gonna talk. You.
It's all good. It's all good. No, I mean, the music life was always around, and my dad never forced it on me. It was
Yeah.
always
Okay.
there, and
It's just something you gravitated towards.
yeah. And then throughout like grade school, up until about middle school, I was just like off and on. I didn't have a drum kit at home. I had a guitar, but I was playing a little bit of that, so that kind of seeped in at
Yeah.
the same time. It wasn't until about high school where I got really, actually, the end of junior high school and then going into high school, I got really serious about music. I was a jock in high school. I played a lot of basketball. I was a starter on the freshman basketball team, and I did that, but I felt like an outsider. So
Why do you think you felt like an outsider?
because I didn't have that jock mentality. There's a lot of when you're around those guys and you know, traveling on the bus to and from the games. I'm sitting by myself. All these guys are pumping their rap music in the back, and I'm just like, man, I just want to listen to some Whitesnake. I want to listen to like some Pantera, but
some
these guys
good
won't
rock
have it.
music.
Right.
You know, like for example, in the weight room, we try to, you know, we want to lift. We want some hardcore music.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
these
yeah.
guys come in and say, "Nah, throw that off," and then they turn off, and put their rap stuff on. I'm like, yeah, now I don't want to lift anymore.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. So I kind of felt like an outsider. And then one of my good friends, sophomore year, said, "Dude, you need to come join the marching band. We need a snare drummer." I'm like, all right. And I did a little bit of that in junior high, and then I got accepted, and the rest is history. And now the band director's retired there. I went through the rest of high school in
What high school did you go to?
Saugus High School.
Oh, wow. You're from Santa Clarita.
Yep.
Right
Yep.
on.
Alma mater, 97. And yeah, that was great. And I still talk to my band director to this day. He was
Oh,
very
nice.
influential.
Wow.
Very influential person in my life there, Mr. Bob Gibson. And then after high school, it was just joining bands, playing in bands, playing drums in bands. And my dad said, look, just pass high school. You don't need to go to college. You're a great musician. This is what you do. Get yourself into any position you can, playing drums, whatever. So there was a time when I was playing in like 4 or 5 bands, rehearsing
Wow.
almost 7 nights a week, to the point where I was just exhausted and I had to learn how to quit bands. Because
Sure.
my dad said, never say no. So
Don't worry about it.
no, he said never say no. So I took that mentality very literally,
Yeah.
and it pushed me over the edge to the point where I had to learn to say no. And so I did that, and then, you know, it all grew from there. But at the same time, you know, having the studio in the house and being able to mess with that stuff off and on,
Sure.
and getting just slowly migrating into that and actually enjoying that part of the process, even to the point where we used the equipment to actually record some of my band's demos.
Right.
And I got my hands on the stuff and had to learn. I blew up my dad's monitors because I didn't know what I was doing. I was
Right.
pumping too much bass, and then everything would just explode, and, you know, dad gets mad and all this stuff. But, you know, it was all through that trials and tribulations that I learned, you know what, I really enjoy the recording side of things too, as well as playing in the band. But I'm going to, like my dad said, put your hand in everything. So that's what I did. And it's led me to here, everything I've done up until now. It's just, now I'm strictly trying to concentrate on being a producer, engineer, mixing
Okay.
records.
So how many bands are you working with right now? Your pedigree is a lot longer than I introduced.
Well, I've lots of local bands, and
Actually, let's rephrase the question. What bands are you working with that are paying you?
all of them right now.
Oh, good.
All of them.
Good.
I'm very fortunate. I started when I got started into this very seriously, I did do some freebies. Obviously,
Sure.
I paid my dues and got no money and did the full-time jobs. I did all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like I walked into it and said, "Hey, I'm here," you know.
Yeah.
I had to work. I had to put in the time.
You have to hustle.
Yeah.
I think anybody that has started off and is following their passion has done the 2 to 3 jobs.
Yep.
And hey, you know what? I'll do it. You know where you should have charged 150, and guys like Ali guys $20. Okay, I'll do it for $20.
Right.
Because you gotta pay your dues.
Oh yeah, let me tell you about that, man. I've had to compete. I've always asked the question, "What are you charging? What's a good price to charge?" That's always been in the back of my head. To this day, it still is, because in this day and age, there's a lot of competition because of the internet. Everyone knows everything, or thinks they know everything.
Sure.
So it's like, okay, you still got to compete with that, no matter what, or whether they're not very good, whether they're the best in the world. It's like you got to compete with it on all levels.
Well, I think what's really hard now, especially for you producers, is that anybody can like soundproof a room, bring in a laptop or a desktop, some mics, and and they're good to go, right?
Yeah, for that.
Yeah.
But it takes learning how signal flows, how to not clip signal, especially in the digital domain. And there's a whole bunch of different variables involved. Yeah, anyone can do it, but is anyone going to be? How many people are going to be successful?
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of
That's
course.
the key. And then learning how to create longevity, how to create a name for yourself, how to create your own sound, and what is unique about you versus that guy. Well, that guy's doing it for that much. Okay, you get what you pay for. Go ahead. But at first that's how I was. I was just taking everything. I didn't care what price. But as time goes on and the more of a name you build, it's like, okay, inflation every year.
Well, there's more value. There's more value to you.
Right. The resume gets bigger. The bands get bigger.
And I'm sure if you listen to stuff that you did 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and you listen to it, you're like, wow, I really did that. Like, oh.
I did that today.
Oh, did you?
I did that today. And I improved upon the mix that I did 2 years ago. It's funny you say that.
Yeah, because, I mean, I personally do it, like, I'll write, because I own my own gym and I do personal training.
Oh, nice.
And I'll write routines and I'll look at a client's file, like, it's really thick, and I'm like, let me look at something. I'll go back and I'll look at it, I'm like, fuck, I did that. What a mistake, you know? So then I'll go back and I'll clean it up, because I know what to do now,
Yeah.
With the experience, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, and this business is cruel, and it's very harsh, and you get, that just happens. It comes with the territory. So that's the other part about it. How long can you last, and how long can your mental game,
Now, is it cruel with the people that you're working with, or the music side, like the executives?
It's everything.
Really?
It
So
could
how
be
do
a
you
variable of
combat
things. Well,
I mean, how do you stay in? Like, what is it that you do to keep yourself
It's the love of
mentally
music.
and emotionally strong? Yeah?
it's the love of music, having that, confidence in your skills, knowing. I never looked at it as a failure as, oh, that's a bummer. I looked at failure as, all right, I'll do better next time. I'm gonna up my game.
Good
I'm
for you.
gonna study more. I'm gonna check out. There's stuff I didn't know about the analog world that slowed me down, and I had to learn about that, and then stuff in the digital world, which I've been trying to keep up with. You know what I mean?
But I've told you this before, that failure always makes you stronger, not weaker.
Oh,
Because
I've always agreed with you.
You look at it and you're like, okay, I did A, B, C, but I didn't do D. Why didn't I do D?
Right.
So next time, I got D and I'm ready for E.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm going all the way to N, O, and P, baby. I'm going all the way to the end, man.
Exactly.
All the way.
All right, I want to know some crazy stories, because the music business there's always way more going behind the scenes than what anybody actually realizes.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot of stories. I mean, not anyone's stories in particular, but I mean, I don't want to call anybody's
Of course.
names out, but there's people that I've worked for that have, have a tendency to talk down to you and think that your skills are lesser than them, and it's, I don't really have like any particular stories that are like funny or anything like that. I'm just I'm not a great storyteller, but what I can tell you is like the lessons I've learned with some of these guys and some of the stuff I've been through. Some of the stuff I've been through is just comedic, like band members not showing up to gigs and we're all ready to sound check, and then you find out, oh, they got thrown in jail or something, or oh, we can't play the gig. Oh, great. Oh, can you come bail us out for, this gig and all that stuff? And that's happened quite a few times. Most of the bad stuff, the stories come from the band side of things.
Of course.
People not showing up to gigs, people not showing up to rehearsals, people getting too drunk, falling on equipment. I mean, it's just
So everything you kind of see in movies is pretty much the truth.
it's pretty damn close, if not more. Like if you
Really?
saw The Dirt,
Yeah, loved it.
Mick Mars actually, I think he said, oh, that there was more stuff than that, way
Really?
more stuff than. If you read the book, there is, and so.
Stop for a second.
Okay.
Pick it up at The Dirt. I need to restart the computer.
Oh, good.
All right, let me put my phone on vibrate.
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 Yeah, I'm trying to think of stories. I can.
This is the shit we do.
Any stories?
Well, when we talked, you had mentioned that you would never tour again. So maybe.
Oh, I'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just let us know when.
I like The Dirt. It was fun.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
You want to see it? It's hilarious.
No, is it?
Yeah, it's
It's
hilarious.
cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's. I'll save it for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always felt when you see media about bands and the stuff that they go through, I've always wondered like why anybody would actually choose that life.
Because you have a passion for it.
It just seems so hard on the body and the soul.
Yeah, but you got to understand it. It's not like they do it overnight. It's not like
Yeah, that's true.
they're not doing like fucking rails of coke overnight. It's just they get into it. They start touring. They start getting notoriety. Then the girls come, the drug dealers come. Like here's on me.
Yeah, all the attention
Yeah.
comes.
Yeah, then you take a hit. Then you take a little hit before you go on stage, and then before you're like sitting there, okay, take a hit for a warm up, then take a hit before you get on stage. Then most of them drink Jack, so the Jack kind of levels you off.
Right.
And then before you know it, you're so high that you're drinking the Jack to bring you down because you have to go to sleep.
And then you become dependent.
Yeah.
On
Sure.
all of
Yeah.
it.
And then during the day you have to function, so that's where the pills come in. You start dropping the Norcos, the Vicodins. Then, oh fuck, you're coming down too much. Oh, I need a boost. Percocet, Xanax, because the combination works against you, and you start going up again.
Man, it's like my life's so boring, but I'm happy it's boring because I didn't do any of that stuff. I didn't-
Yours is a true passion.
Yeah. Are you good, man? Because usually when it's on, that means it's good.
Are we good to go?
We'll give it a second.